We not only, when Bev and I and Dee was with us, got to go to Vietnam, and we also have another guest, Ron. And he and his wife were in Vietnam at the same school that John and Alyssa are at. His wife, who just passed, was the director there, and he was a lowly math teacher. I can identify with that. We got to visit with Ron last night. Welcome. But Alyssa is our daughter-in-law, married John, and we got to visit there. And we've been to Puerto Rico, Bev, and Ukraine, and Bev got to go to China, and I got to go to Vietnam. We both did. So I don't know where we're going to go next. I don't know. But Alyssa and Miss Ha, and her name is like this long. It was all spelled, and she said, no, just Ha, like half of a joke. Ha, right? Miss Ha. So I'm going to turn over to them, and they're going to share with you what God has laid on their hearts and what tugged in mine while we were there. So come and share, please.
All right, thank you for having us. As Paul said, my name is Alyssa, and this is Ha, and yeah, I'm married to John. We met at Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota. Even though I'm from Billings, he's from Absaroka, originally from Ponca City, for all of you Conoco people. And yeah, we've been 12 years overseas, away from the States. We come back every Christmas and every summer to these beautiful mountains, and it's a good reminder of home. When we were in China, before we moved to Vietnam, I felt like Vietnam was going to be a big chance for us, a big move for us, that something big was really going to happen in Vietnam. John took the director position, and if that wasn't big enough, I really got connected with the locals there in Vietnam for the first time in our 10 years abroad. Ha being one of them, and she has been doing this kind of crazy love work for many years, and together we kind of decided that it was time to make it something official. She had just been taking money from her friends and putting it in her pockets and taking it, down to buy rice and to the poor people. Of course, it was something that I prayed about and went to God about, and I felt a little bit like Moses, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do this. I don't even know what 501c3 means. It was a lot of like Google searching on how to do something. Like, I'm not the tax person. John does all the taxes. I don't know anything about that. And really, I couldn't do anything on my own in Vietnam. The only real language words that I know is Xin Chao, and I'm sure I say that wrong. So, so it was a big step, and it was really the first time in my life that I really had no control over the steps that I was taking, and I just had to lay it all down. So. I don't know, it's amazing that we're here, and thank you for inviting us. It's kind of crazy, huh? Kind of crazy.
Explains that video.
Right. Okay, so we're just a baby organization. Last week, John and I were here with our family, and there was a missionary here, and it was a big deal, a big organization. He was doing great work, and I was like a little intimidated. But Sarah said, no, you have an important story to tell. So we'll see how it goes. This is our first time, our first presentation to like officially in front of people. So we're practicing. Yeah, so Crazy Love, we have a board. Hot is, we have 3 Americans and 3 Vietnamese. Who knows where this will really go? Maybe if John and I move somewhere else, we'll keep our Vietnamese team and take Crazy Love to another country. I don't know. We're just doing it day by day, and the doors keep opening, and we just keep going. We just keep saying yes. So that's me. This is Hot. She's the other half, and she's gonna introduce herself. Go ahead, Hot. Who are you?
Of course I am Ha. I am on number 2nd over there, the name. I take the middle name so it's easy for you to say. And then Ha is my name and that family name. Ha. So that's called me Ha. Okay. I was born and grew up in Hai Phong City, Vietnam, where you can easily see the homeless people walking around. And when I was about 6 years, and at that time, I think Vietnam was in a kind of subsidy period. I mean, you need to line up for about like a half a day, 6 or 5 hours to line up long to get to buy the rice. Like each family have a kind of ticket. The government give it to your family, and you need to wait until your turn. And my mom was busy, and then he asked me, the 6 years old girl, line up while she's doing something else, and then until turn, and then he know that she knows like when it's the turn and she will come and buy the rice. But when I put my container for my spot, then I stood really very close to the rice shopkeeper. You know for what? I'm collecting the rice. Like she dropped all of the rice on the floor when she's cooked the rice or the other, and then I'm collected all of the rice. Not for my mom. Not for my mom. For the lady who I often see her on my school. I gave my school gate. So I gave her all the time I collect on at the small bag. And then I have been spending my free time, traveling around my city and another city in Vietnam to help people who really in a kind of maybe just like in a simple way collect the money from my friend in Vietnam who chose me and then buy something and hand it down. And then that's why my friend keeps saying, "Are you crazy?" Until I met Alyssa 2 years ago, and I keep taking her to everywhere in Hai Phong. Then we start Crazy Love. And that's why we have Crazy Love Foundation today. That's about me.
So Crazy Love Foundation, our mission is pretty simple. We live in such abundance in America, and it was just kind of brought to my attention in Vietnam that the gap is so huge. So that's our mission, is very simply to bridge the gap between abundance and those in need. It takes a lot of different avenues. We do a lot of education work, paying tuition for the homeless children to attend school. The elderly people who can't afford to go out on boats and fish and things, we provide rice for them, just like daily, reliable sustenance. You'll see some pictures and things, but the gap is big, and we felt like yes, Crazy Love. Part of the mission is to help the needy, but another part of the mission is on this side is connecting you all that live within abundance with those on the other side of the world, like in a very personal way. there's lots of organizations that you can just write a check to and never really think about where your money is going or really see who you're impacting. Yes, on the website you can see general pictures and things. But at Crazy Love, at least it's easy right now because we're so small. So with every donor, with every partner, we tag you on Facebook, and we want you to see, like, when Ha goes down to the river, live video her, and tag you or tag whoever on that video. So you see, like, your donation really in action and really impacting. So it's two sides, right? Like, yes, super beneficial to the needy, but also a chance for us to really take an active part and really feel involved. So we kind of like to think of Crazy Love as the bridge between all of that. Some of our current projects, right now we have a heart for the riverboat people, is what we call them. Number one, there's two different sites. We call this one number one. It's one that Ha's been working with for 6 years, illegally, but now we're legal. It's a community of people, and some of them have lived there for more than 40 years. Because they have lived there for so long, the government doesn't want to kick them out, because then the government is responsible for finding them housing, because they have lived there for so long. And the government doesn't really want to find them housing, so they just let them be. In many cases, they're unregistered and undocumented. That means they don't get any kind of, they're not on anybody's list, and they don't get any kind of help from the government or small pensions per month or something like that. Their children have no birth certificates and can't attend school. So one of our projects is getting the paperwork for them and being an advocate for them to attend school. They do have fishing boats. You see in this picture there's a pile of nets. That's how they make their living. They fish these waters and you know, haul in this much fish, and then they take it down to the street market and they put it in a bucket, and it's all flopping around, and they come back that night with maybe $3 or $6 for the day, and that's how they make their money. We, like I said, we support them with rice, the elderly. A friend out of Idaho this last month wanted to donate new fishing boats for them. So this is 3 brand new boats. They thought they had won the lottery, like Christmas in June. It was really fun to gift them with these new boats that look simple to us, right?
The new house.
Like a new home, right?
Yes.
And these are some of the kids that live in that small community on the river that we sent to school. This last year, there was a medical team from the U.S., from California, that came over, and Crazy Love sponsored, a big bus, and we loaded all the people from the river into this bus. First of all, some of them had never been in such a nice bus. And some of them told Ha, like, I am so nervous. I have never been to see a doctor, and she's 85 years old, and she's never been to a doctor in her whole life. So it was a real experience, a real cool experience for them. And this is Dat. He's a special boy on the river. I'm going to let Ha kind of tell you some stories. She's known him for many years and kind of seen him growing up. So go ahead, Ha.
I first came here in 2015, I think so. In our school, we often donate something, like a device or something. I even got like the handmade hat from American people as shipped You guys ship it to Vietnam to my old boss. His name Maynard, living in Wyoming. I'm gonna meet him tonight. He's happy to know like we start Crazy Love. He kind of started me this idea. Yeah, and I'm going to bring her and him and tell him the story about. And then with his permission, I came there and then found the first, because they live in a very kind of hard to find them and a very small way to walk down. I was a little bit nervous at that time to find them. They're new to me, living in boat. I don't know. And then I came there and asked a question like American style, what do you want? We never answer this question in Vietnam. Even you now, you ask me, what do you want? I don't know. I totally don't know what I want. So, but anyway, you guys kind of like, what do you want? At that time, my boss told me to ask them. And then they told me they want school for their children. Because 80% of them no words. No, nobody knows. And then I first saw him, was tied with a rope in a small pole of the small and old boat. Because the mom and dad keep fishing, and then he was alone in a boat. He was tying his leg and hand. It made my heart melt. And then I start told my boss, and then how we can school them. It's new to me. I don't know how to school to the people who know paper, know birth certificates. I don't know about that. It's new to me. And then I figure out how to work. And then now, but then I took 4 children, kindergarten age. He now is about 4 years old, but no work yet for him. The doctor in Vietnam said he's kind of.
The doctor said ADHD, but
I have no idea about that, but no wood. And in very silly action, and then anyway, I took him to hospital in Hanoi and do the health check. But that's why the doctor said, and we should send, instead of sending him to the kindergarten, the normal one, he should be in a special school where the special need, special education. And then with the Crazy Love, and we start not Crazy Love yet at that time. I keep collecting the money from the parents who have a children who work in who study in QSI school, and my friend and school them until, and then a lot of things happened to myself, and then I met her, and now Crazy Love take care of all of the children there. This about that. And then this boy affect our charity. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So crazy love. We're just, I know that all of you have love, and we're just inviting you to join us in spreading the love around the world. Currently, up until maybe 2 months ago, our yearly budget was $4,000. And that covered education and rice and new boats and whatever for this small riverboat community. 1 month ago, because of just like having connections now with the government in Haiphong, we were introduced to a bigger riverboat community that we didn't really know about. And so that's riverboat people number 2. And it's 9 times bigger than the people that we've been helping currently. They have 50 children, and only a handful of them, maybe 10 of them, attend regular Vietnamese school, and the other 40 someone volunteers and comes to tutor them, but it's not real school. Mostly because they don't they don't have an advocate for them. Secondly, they don't have money for tuition to put their kids in, but they don't even really realize that they should be pushing to get their kids in school. Like Ha said, it's something that we can't even think about. Like, yes, we have goals and 10-year plans and budgets and all of this kind of stuff, like personally, and we have wishes for ourselves, but these poor people, they just are living day by day. They're not thinking long-term for their kids and how important education is. So it's very American to be like, what do I wish for? I'm a school counselor at QSI, and we had a school representative, a university rep, come and talk to our seniors and juniors about American universities and all of this, and she said something that really struck me. She said, okay, when you're writing your personal essay to apply to American universities, you need to think like an American. You need to share things about how you're going to change the world. And I'm like, she's like, all Americans think they can change the world. I'm like, yes, we do. Actually, I do think I can change the world. No, but it's a very American approach to this crazy love idea, loving other people other than just yourselves and spreading that. So this second riverboat community is a big jump for us. If we take them on, it moves our budget from $4,000 to $20,000 US dollars, which seems in our eyes a little bit scary, but we just keep saying yes, right? And that's why we're here, is to tell you guys about it. Another thing that you might be interested in is an Agent Orange community that we have gotten involved with and that we want to work more closely with. Ha can tell you a little bit about these people that really touch her heart. I hope she doesn't cry.
Okay. I have another friend who always help us to find out. She's helping us to find out the people who in it, and then tell me if we can, Crazy Love can help them. And she took me to the Asian Orange people, kind of the small center where a Vietnamese with a cancer lady. He living and took care. He has been taking care of those Asian Orange people for years until she has a farm. Grow up pig, cow, yes, and fish and mushroom. So the Asian people like him has job and have something to do a day and kind of food to eat day by day. And even he's the one who got married with exactly the same in a group committee and has a boy now 4 years old. But for them, they are meat and he's meat and that too. And she passed away last year, the lady. And then now she left everything with a kind of 16 of them for his two sons who work outside and they are new to them. But since they have been living like that to each other and they don't know how to let them out of the house or something. So they decided to stop their work outside and take care of that one, those lay people. And now it's a big mess to them. They don't know what to run of his mother business or something. And Crazy Love want to be involved with Asian People Committee. And you can see like how hard he tried to work a day in a center.
So that's it. That's what we do. We want to invite you to be partners in that work. There's different ways that you can get involved. We have a website.
While you're talking,
Oh, sure.
Sure.
We have a website. Ha's gonna give you a little flyer if you want one. If you don't want one,
Yeah.
please, that's okay.
It's like-
On there is our website. You can look us up on Facebook and you'll be able to scroll back in time of different projects that we've been doing. You'll now recognize Ha. You'll recognize Dat, the little special needs boy. All of them are on there. And as we take this next big step into this riverboat community #2, we'd like to invite you to be really the first partner in that. It's really going to depend on this summer. Ha's going to go around for the next 2 weeks and talk to past QSI directors and other friends. And it'll really depend on this summer as to how active Crazy Love can be in the coming year. I'm just leaving it up to God because that's all that I can really do. So we'll see. Become an ambassador, I don't know, that just kind of means maybe taking more than one pamphlet and sharing it with your friends. But also, like us on Facebook, and when you see a post or something, that's really the only marketing that we're doing is Facebook stuff, and that's all I've done so far is just post it on Facebook, and that's just how we get our funds. So, like it, share it with your own friends, and that would be a huge help, and it really does make a huge difference. We want to include you as much as possible so that when you do come and visit Vietnam,
Welcome to Vietnam. I will be a guide for tour guide.
yeah, that's a great tour guide. We would love to invite you there. But if not physically, maybe digitally for now. So, anything else? That's it.
Thank
Thank you for your time.